Hi guys, welcome to my Fury Warrior very basic guide. In this guide we'll be going over abilities, rotation, talents, and honor talents. Let's run away from those people. I don't believe there's music in this order, huh? Maybe there is. Firstly, let's go over abilities, I guess. We don't have many abilities as a Fury Warrior. You'll see we're one of the few classes that are blessed with less than 3 pages in our spellbook. Feels good. Battle Shout, your buff, gives everyone attack power. Berserker Rage enrages you, removes sap and cast. Pretty much, I'm just gonna go over damaging abilities. Bloodthirst does damage, heals you, generates 8 rage, also has a chance to enrage you. Charge gives you rage, roots target, also gives you 200 damage, I guess, but not really that valuable. Execute does exactly what it says. Piercing Howls, you're slow. Pummels, your interrupt. Intimidating Shout is a fear. Raging Blow has changed. Mighty Blow, both weapons, deals 1500 damage. Raging Blow has a 20% chance to instantly reset its own cooldown, follows similar mechanics as Kill Command does now as a survival hunter. Pretty much if you use this ability on a target, you have a chance to reset the cooldown on it. As I just did there, I used it, it lit up. The light up means the cooldown has been reset. And that's what that does. That's the new Raging Blow. Recklessness, also new. Rampage enrages you, does good damage. Recklessness is new in the fact that it doesn't... It's the new battle cry, pretty much. Increases all rage regeneration by 100%, granting your abilities 20% increased crit chance. We also have Victory Rush now, which heals you for 20% of your max health, also does damage. Whirlwind is now your kind of filler ability rather than Furious Slash. Does 558 physical damage to everyone within 8 yards. Causes your next 2 single target attacks to strike up to 4 additional targets for 50% damage. Generates 3 rage plus an additional 1 per target and maximum 8 rage. So if you were hitting 5 targets, that's as many points as rage as you'll get back with Whirlwind. Another thing to keep in mind with Whirlwind, causes your next 2 single target attacks to strike up to 4 additional targets for 50% damage. This is very, very, very good when you use Whirlwind and then follow with a Rampage or an Execute. Cleaves targets for 50% damage. It's really good. Enrage increases your haste by 25%, increases your damage done based on your mastery, mine being 32%, and increases your movement speed by 10%. Your mastery increases damage while you're enraged, and then you obviously have Titan's Grip, which lets you do a wield to 2-handers. Let's go over talents, guys. Endless Rage. Pretty much don't use War Machine. I think it's really bad. It's a lot worse than it ever has been. Don't know why it's still in the game. They should have just given us another talent. Right now it's between Fresh Meat and Endless Rage. I really like Fresh Meat because I PvP and PvE. 15% increased chance to enrage, which is an increased chance to get a bloodlust pretty much, and then heals you for 20% more. Your other choice here would be Endless Rage, gain 6 rage whenever you enrage, so pretty much whenever you enrage from Bloodthirst or Rampage, you'd gain an extra 6 rage. For the 30 row, I just really like Double Time because it gives you less of a cooldown on charge and increases the amount of charges you get by 1. The other choice here would be Impending Victory, which is pretty much a heal, or the stun, which is a Stormbolt. Stormbolt is a ranged stun. For the 45 row, don't take Furious Slash. I think it's garbage. If you really, really want to take it, then take it. I would not advise to. Between these two, I think Inner Rage is better. Sudden Death, I believe, is better for PvP. Inner Rage is probably better for Mythics and Raiding. It's your choice here. I imagine with more haste, Sudden Death would be better, but then also Inner Rage would be better, so it's really whatever one you want to pick here. For this one, I really like Furious Charge for the heal. You can also take Warpaint for the damage reduction, or Bounding Stride for the increased move speed and reduced cooldown on Heroic Leap. For the 75 row, personally, I really like Carnage. Rampage costs 10 less rage and deals 15% increased damage, so reduced rage cost, increased damage. Okay. Frowling Berserker, pretty ass to me. Increases damage done by 10% and haste by 5% whenever you Rampage, but now Rampage is only castable at 95 rage. I'd rather have reduced rage cost than increased damage than higher rage cost. and then just really shitty buffs. And then there's Massacre, same as before. Execute is now usable on targets below 35% health. That's that. The 90 row and the 100 row are the most versatile in the kind of talent trees for Fury Warrior. Whirlwind has a 10% chance to enrage you and generate an additional 1 rage per target hit, up to 3 additional rage. So you can pretty much get up to 11 rage whenever you Whirlwind. Personally, I don't like this that much. It would give you very good, I guess, enrage chance, which would be also good with endless rage, and also just increases rage generation. Personally, I really like Bladestorm. If you use Bladestorm with a haste buff from enrage, it does a ton of damage over a short duration, and also generates a lot of rage. Your other choice here is Dragon's Roar. Deals fairly significant damage instantly and slows people, and also generates 10 rage. For the 100 row, this is a rough one, as in they're all good choices, but I haven't tried Reckless Abandon. It does make your Recklessness cost 100 rage, so you could just Rampage, Recklessness, Rampage, Bloodthirst, Rampage, and you'd get a lot of damage off instantly. The other choice, Anger Management. I think this is the best for constant pressure / mythics / raiding. Every 20 rage you spend reduces the cooldown Recklessness by 1 second. So whenever you Rampage, you'd pretty much be getting a 4-second reduced cooldown on your only cooldown, which has a very, very short cooldown. I'm going to keep this talent just to show you guys the cooldown on Recklessness is very low. The other talent being Siegebreaker deals about as much damage as a Raging Blow and increases the damage you do to the target by 15%, also generates rage. We'll go over honor talents here. Gladiator's Medallion because it's a trinket. Bloodthirst clears snares and increases movement speed. Either this or Battle Trance. Battle Trance is good for healing. And then Thirst for Battle if you really need the clear from roots. Slaughterhouse is also very good. Bloodthirst deals up to an additional 50% damage and healing when it hits a target under 50% health and reduces its remaining cooldown by 1 second. Pretty much increased damage, increased healing, and also reduced cooldown. That's why I take it. Other choice being Enduring Rage. Increases the duration of your rage effect by 1 second, which increases the duration of your haste buff, and your Raging Blow will now extend the duration of your enrage by 1.5 seconds. Pretty much you're going to be enraged a lot with this Honor Talent build. So we'll go over the rotation here as well. We're pretty much going to charge in. You'll notice I get enraged because I'm taking this Fresh Meat talent. We'll pop cooldowns here. Use our Recklessness, and this is just kind of to showcase the very low cooldown on Recklessness. It's already about halfway done recharging. I lied, not even close to halfway, but kind of close. We'll Bladestorm here in the enrage. The reason I do that is because while you're enraged, you will have a haste increase by 25%. That haste increase does reduce the duration of your Bladestorm by 0.7 seconds, which means it just does a lot more damage in a shorter time. And this is the main rotation. Pretty much you use Bloodthirst on cooldown. You want a Whirlwind as a filler, and Raging Blow as a filler as well. All you do is you pretty much press Bloodthirst whenever it's off cooldown. When Bloodthirst is on cooldown, you want to press Raging Blow if it's off cooldown. You want to press Rampage as soon as it comes up. And then when you have nothing else to press, you press Whirlwind. And this is the rotation. You'll see Recklessness is up, so I'm going to use that. Use a Raging Blow to generate rage. Use a Rampage because it's up. Generate enough rage for a Rampage again. Bloodthirst because it generates a lot of rage. You'll see 1 minute cooldown on Recklessness already. It'll be up here soon since I'm enraged. I'm going to follow that Rampage with a Bladestorm for the reduced duration on it. You'll see by the time I finish the Bladestorm, my enrage is just about to end, which kind of times it perfectly. This is the Fury rotation. It's nothing too special. It's very easy to get down once you actually know what you're doing. That's it, boys. If there's one thing I have to say, I do like how Rampage hits very, very hard now. The only complaint I really have is Whirlwind. Feels like it doesn't do enough damage, but I mean, it is a filler spell, so there's really not much to complain about. And again, with Anger Management, my Recklessness is already back up. I could time out, I guess, the actual reduced duration or reduced cooldown with anger management, but I just choose not to. That's it's Fury Warrior, guys. Some things to keep in note: if you have really low health and you're taking the Furious Charge talent, which is what I'd suggest to take, you can be attacking a target, use Enraged Regen and Commanding Shout. So let's say I'm in melee range, I'm half health, or a fourth health. Pay attention to my health. I have 29,000. I'm going to use Enraged Regen and Commanding Shout. I'm going to charge in Bloodthirst. Doesn't say how much I healed for, which is fantastic. But I'm assuming... I don't even think I can check how much I healed for, honestly. Yeah, lovely. Pretty much, if you use a Furious Charge healing proc with Enraged Regen, it heals you for a massive, massive amount. It's pretty much half of your health. So, that's something to consider very heavily in PvP. Just something to think about, I guess. I'm pretty sure the 250% increase to your Enrage applies first, and then the 20% from Enraged Regen applies after the 250%. So then I think you're technically getting like 300% increased healing on an 6% increase to your total health, which is 20% of your health. I feel like it's a lot more in PvP anyway, but just something to think about. Other than that, press Bloodthirst on cooldown, use Whirlwind as a filler, press Raging Blow whenever it's off cooldown, and use Rampage whenever it's glowing. After you Rampage, ideally you want to use a Blade Storm after. That's Fury Warrior, guys. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Check out my live stream. It's the first link in the description. It's also in the upper left. I stream every day at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I pretty much just PvP a lot. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys later.